Hey girl, hey.
Hey! Cheers!
Where's my...
Cheers,
Hey. Hey.
I know I'm indoors, but I'm wearing my jacket because it's so cozy and I love it a lot. So I might overheat and pass out, but at least I feel cozy and snuggly.
I never question your wardrobe because you always look amazing.
Thank you, you too.
Amazing.
I have hair envy.
Oh gosh, your hair's so good. Thank you. So nice. I'm gonna be very 80s today. Okay.
Lean into it.
It's
so good.
I should have frosted my eyebrows.
Please don't ever do that. Ever, never. Oh my god.
We should do like an 80s day.
That would be really fun.
Yes.
Okay.
Crimp
I think I need that kind of like just insanity right now, like playful insanity, because there's too much actual insanity going on, and I need a break.
I can't keep up. We launched this podcast at such a pivotal time in history. Like, I feel like every episode we're like, this is what we do for taking care of ourselves, so we stay
the
sane.
World's mad,
and
that's
it keeps getting crazier.
Yeah. So I wear a furry jacket indoors because I feel like it. So go away, but come here. But go away. How you been?
I mean, just getting by.
Yeah.
Getting by. I feel like the fight or flight mode is just a regular state now.
Yes. Yes.
But I'm okay.
That's why I wear things like this, because it calms my fight or flight tendencies. I just need to curl up with this thing and take a nap. That'd be awesome. Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah. No, I've been good.
We're coming up on springtime now. This is good. Almost.
This week, my husband took a work trip, which he hasn't taken in, I feel like forever.
Yeah.
Because just with the pandemic and everything being crazy. And I gotta tell you,
how's it been?
I kind of liked it. I like alone time. I'm good with alone time. But him and he has an office he can go to, but he enjoys working from home.
Yes.
So
they love being home, don't they?
I love it. It's like
they love it so too very much.
A little too much.
Goodness gracious me, oh my.
So yeah, it's been like a full week, and he'll be gone.
Wow.
He'll be gone. I've had 2-3 days, and it'll be 3 more days. Let me preface this by saying I love my husband dearly.
God. Why do we always have to do that?
Why
do we have to put the preface in? Don't they know we love them? We're fucking with them all this time. We're not going anywhere. And we somehow feel like we have to preface it as if we don't have the right to go, fucking thank God you're out of the house, man. I've been in here with you for like so long. It's really nice to have a break.
No, I have to say it. I have to say it.
You have to say it.
Because I'm about to go off on a tangent of
how so you're
lovely.
patting you're patting the crib. Okay, got it. All right.
I mean, when he returns and if he sees this. No, I still...
We love you, honey.
I don't want all my stuff on the street. No, I have to say, because it has been... Now I can say how I truly feel. It has been so nice. And do you feel the same way when... you guys are a lot.
I'm about to break into opera on the subject. Okay, this is how much I get. But Bodhi gets his, I don't want to hurt his feelings like, oh, get the hell out of here. We don't want you in the home. Because that's not it. It's just, this is the short, I'm just going to say yes. I know exactly how you feel.
Do you have ritual? I forgot my rituals because this used to be a regular thing where he would go like maybe twice a month. And also my daughter's a lot older now. So we can have like girls' nights where we're like, what do you want to watch? What do you want to eat? Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? She's like my little buddy now.
Yeah.
But I must say, just the alone time, like when she's at school and like the evenings. Oh my gosh, the evenings. So I didn't even realize what I was going to do when he left because it's been so long. First thing I did, first I did this like massive, I was this Tasmanian devil. I went on a tear of the house. So I stripped all the beds. I washed all the sheets. I cleaned things that haven't been cleaned in a while. I cleaned, especially our bed. Like cleaning our bed.
Yeah, the deep clean. I did that recently. I took everything off. it was when he was out of town, and I moved. We have like the layered rubber mattresses, and I put that all in his office. Like, I just like made a mess in his office, and it felt so good, and like not care, and vacuumed everything, deep clean. Yes, I know. Yes.
The cleaning.
Yes.
So I wash everything on the bed, but then it's like this ritual where so that night I'll have like a long hot shower.
Yes.
And I'll do like a face mask and like a hair mask and all the masks.
Yes.
I'll like take my nail polish off and just things that like, I don't know. I don't want another person like either watching me do it or having like this. He wouldn't be judgy, but he might say like,
no, they think their husband thoughts just like we think our wife thoughts.
He'd be like, "What's on your face?" Or I don't know. I just don't want another set of eyeballs like criticizing me or looking at me. I want to be able to like just do all the things that I want to do. And so yeah, I'll like cleanse myself to a level of cleansing that maybe I don't know. But then, I'll go to bed and just like, I'll put new pajamas on or not new, but like different ones that I don't normally wear and just getting into bed and then like watching a show that I never in the bedroom because it's usually like we're going to bed. So you don't want to disrupt the other person with turning the TV on and you don't want to be noisy. But then it's like, well, if you're watching a show, I guess I have to watch it because we're in bed. So you get to watch whatever the fuck you want.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Or not watch anything.
And at whatever time you wish.
Or bounce around and, whatever time. The one thing I do, which is kind of annoying because then I'm like tired the next day, but I get this like second wind of energy and I'll watch a show and then I'll be like, now I'm going to read a book. Now I'm going to go make something in the kitchen. Well, now I'm going to organize a drawer that hasn't been organized because I don't have someone saying, why aren't you in bed?
Yes, I really understand that.
What do you do when you
Oh my God. I do so many things.
What's your favorite thing to do?
Not keep everything clean and organized. Bodhi really likes things picked up and kept somewhat. I mean, you've been to my house. It's not like the most organized thing in the world, even when he's home, because we're 4 people, like homeschooling and boys. It's a lot. So thank you. What is the weirdest thing that I do? Or I have a whole list. I have sort of like living situation A and living situation B, depending on if my husband's in town or out of town. And so I will go through mine, but I just want to bookmark the relief and joy on your face. I feel like and what happens to my face too as we talk about this, how elated we get. Mm-hmm. I feel like we need to like work that out with our spouses to build it into the routine so that you can feel these freedoms even when they're home. Right? Like somehow you're not going to get the 100% because they are there and it is another person who has their own thoughts and opinions and husband-wife judgments that are inescapable, right? It's just the way it is. Mm-hmm. But maybe we can calibrate it so that this can happen even when he's home. Because to watch you light up like that.
I'm not really smiling at my alone time. I'm hiding.
Oh my God.
My hair.
You know what? It's not real to them because they don't like it when mama leaves.
Yes.
They like having the woman home and all the infusion of life that we bring. So they don't get like, oh yay, wife's gone out of town. They get like, wah, wah. So they cannot watch this because they'll get their feelings hurt because they're not going to understand. And then they're going to get their feelings hurt that we seem so elated. So, and then it just becomes way too sensitive. But anyway, I will like not clean up as I go. If I don't feel like it, unless I feel like cleaning up as I go, then I will. It's just like all the self-determinism. I also will like totally sit in the middle of the bed and like open my legs up and like lay however I wish, or I'll just for fun just sort of go in the middle of the bed and face plant and like open my arms and legs and occupy starfish. This is what I do in the hotel room if I'm traveling too. I don't sleep like that. I just have a moment. I just have to occupy the whole bed.
Can.
Yes, knowing you can.
Knowing you can starfish the bed.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then
Agreed.
And then I just kind of take as long as I want doing whatever the hell I want, like you said about all the things, you know? Mm-hmm. I'll take the long shower. I'll eat whatever I want. I'll eat as much sugar as I want. I'll let the kids eat whatever they want for a day. Because otherwise, you know, if the kids eat shitty too many, then everyone's a wreck and then it's annoying. Yeah. But I don't know. I just like to have that freedom of like not so many rules, not having to keep everything run so tight and precision like. But it's mainly the mess. Because I have a high tolerance of mess, and I also have a really good ability to clean, and I love cleaning. So I kind of pendulum swing. Like, I'll do the deep clean, but I'll also just like leave shit out. Just because I can.
Yeah. And no one's going to say anything.
It's not like he's like, can you clean? I can't think with it. It's all messed up. And I just, you know, and I'm like, I can think fine. So why do I have to?
He's kind of like me. I hate to say it. Yeah. Like when there's stuff everywhere, I can't think. I can't function. And my husband is not messy, but I think like just knowing there's a layer of like, he's not here. So that mess isn't going to be, there's not going to be extra dishes. There's not going to be weird things laying around, which again, he's pretty neat. I think also like this weird control freak in me loves knowing that I have full control. Mm-hmm. Like there's going to be, if there's any curveballs, it's maybe my daughter, but it's not another incoming source. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, I don't know. It's again, I had to preface it with, I love you, honey, and you're amazing. But it's just, everything's going to go smoothly because that I get, you know, I have an example. Mm-hmm. I have an example, which is giving him credit, but it will also show how it can throw a curveball in my day.
Yes.
I will be getting my daughter ready. She will have eaten breakfast. Mm-hmm. It's time to go to school. I have everything needs to happen at this time accordingly so we get to school on time. Some days my husband has early morning meetings. Some days he doesn't. I don't know his exact schedule. It changes, right? Well, one day maybe he sleeps in a little bit later because his meetings are going to go later that day. Well, all of a sudden he's in bed, but then we're heading out the door and he's not in bed. And he's at the door wanting to, you know, kiss our daughter and say goodbye to her and quickly just catch up with her before she leaves for the day. I didn't factor in those extra 5 minutes. Right? So it's not awful and there's obviously bigger things to worry about in life, but it just throws me off because now I have to like hurry. Yeah. I like to just leisurely go to school. Yes. I don't like it to be this like stressful thing. Yes. So something like that. It's just a little curveball.
I understand.
Whereas when he's not here, nobody's coming at me to throw off my chi.
I understand. Bodhi, it's constantly like, hey, when can we chat to go over the schedule thing? Hey, I just need you for like 15 minutes, but it's like all day long. Mm-hmm. And they're all legit. I mean, it is stuff we have to go over, and we have a big, crazy life, and there's so many factors to coordinate, and it requires a lot of business meetings between husbands and wives, and, you know, budgets and whatever, like all the things that, but I wish I had a life sometimes, but I do like that my life is unpredictable, but sometimes it's too much. And I wish it was like, you know what? I only return emails from 12 to 1 every day. Mm. And like, that's what I do. And then any email that comes after that or twice a day, like, and between like 7 and 8. Yeah. And it has to wait otherwise. Because I only meet with him like during these 2 times a day. But there's so many variables with the kids home and homeschooling and how to do it all. And then all of a sudden a PR thing comes up, or a kid has a headache and you got to stop everything and help them feel better. Or But God, if I could just like have everything more predictable.
Regimented.
Yeah, I feel like maybe there's like, I can regiment myself a little bit more. Because with phones and social media and it's like, there's so many communications coming in at you. It's actually like will make you insane. Because it feels not organic. And then when you have people in your house now, because everyone's working from home on the main, it's a whole nother layer.
It's a lot. So when the partner's gone, like that's one thing, just taking away where you're like, wow, I didn't realize that added. And again, same, my husband would be home. Obviously, we're going to talk. Winnie's snoring.
Her tongue is out and she's snoring. Oh my God,
she's
sorry.
So snoring. But yeah, like you'll just have those off-the-cuff conversations, which in your head, you were like, I was going to use that time to do X, Y, and Z. And then all of a sudden...
Someone needs to talk to me.
Someone needs to talk, so...
Someone needs to talk.
Yeah, always, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know the remedy for that. It's hard. It's hard, but when you do get these little moments of time to yourself, you do not take them for granted. I certainly don't.
Oh no, it feels so good. I remember one time I was like,
Winnie, oh my gosh.
She's in
so
such
noisy.
a relaxed state.
Wow, we're like
out.
Screaming and laughing, and she's like
she's like, I'm in my deepest relaxation zone right now.
Speaking of time alone.
Oh my God. Her tongue is like halfway out of her mouth.
The happiness meter is in full effect.
I was like in a state of being a little overwhelmed, and so he was trying to plan a trip, and I was like, why don't you just leave tomorrow? But there was a valid reason other than like, how fast can I get you out of the house? Because I was like, because then you can meet with that person before they have to leave town, because you'll both be in that city at the same time.
I choked on my water laughing. I'm sorry.
And he's like, I feel like you just kind of want me to leave. And I was like, what? Like, I checked Delta. They have a flight at 3.
I snorted laugh. I'm sorry. I'm making this obnoxious.
But I think that it's understandable. Well, listen, like I said before, guys don't get it. They're like, why? I don't want you to leave. Why do you want me to leave? I'm like, that's the one area of like golden rule that is not a mutual.
You know what it also does, which is maybe a little effed up, but I'm gonna say it anyways. It like slightly strokes my ego in a way that I love, because it reminds me that I'm okay being alone, and I do like myself, which I feel like is like a great attribute. It's like I don't need to always be with people to be happy.
Yes.
Like me being with me feels good. So I'm like, it's like my return to self, where I'm like, okay, you still got it. You still have a good thing going.
Well, it allows more bandwidth, right? To just sort of be on your own zone so that you can refill your cup, finish those thoughts you were thinking about, look at your own goals, you know. And like we say, like, oh, it's important to get out, go for a walk, like have your own time. But when you know you're coming back to the partner, it doesn't like give you the full release of alone time. But it is really, I think, you know, when couples retire and they're suddenly in the house together, they have to go through a bit of a thing.
Oh, gosh.
Because now they're home all day and they're starting to see these dynamics between themselves that was not there. And like, Bodhi and I are home. Thank God we are like best friends.
Yes.
Because we like being together. Like I love laughing with him, and we just literally walk through the house, and we're both entertainers. So we walk through, it's the noisiest house, but we walk through the house all day doing like stand-up routines and riffing off each other. That is our life there. We do funny voices while we're making toast, and then the kids will chime in, and like we're constantly communicating in a humorous way as we go through the house.
So great.
That's our house. But that's fun, but it doesn't mean there's not times where I'm like, I could just stand to take that hat off inside the house, you know, and like just be me. I've got the kids, but I'm cool. I can do the kids without him, like, you know, for a week or something. And I don't know, I feel like I get things done. The big thing is I can actually start a task and finish it without interruption. Like if the kids are having free time and they're outside, you know, playing and they've got their outside time, I'm not constantly interrupted with like, hey, hun. Yes. That's a big one. Hey, hun. Bunners. He calls me Bunners.
Bunners.
Hey Buns, we gotta talk. I'm like, I just started this like research thing and I just want to keep my attention like on it. You know? But like, what am I complaining about? I've got like a great husband for 31. But then why do we as women feel like we have to say that? Like, don't complain, at least you have a husband. Like, totally. Yes. Like, of course I'm grateful. Of course. But I don't know. I think we as women are always in the position of having to like, and it's like our way of like apologizing for occupying any space or having a strong point of view about what our needs are. We always feel like we have to apologize, and I hate that. I actually really hate that. To me, it feels like unfair. It's like if dudes were to say certain things, it's their dudes, and that's the way it is. And if a woman's gonna do it, it's like, you're a bitch. I'm like, I'm like just owning my space. What do you want from me? To get an admission ticket?
Yes.
To having my own opinion? I don't need an admission ticket. I exist in the world. I can have my own point of view. I get so spicy about that.
Or then like, guys need guy time, or guys need man caves. It's like
I have a she cave, and I use it.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, why is the term man cave more socially acceptable than being like, hearing she cave? We need more she caves in the world. Yeah. Right? Every woman needs a she cave. Guys need man caves. We need she caves. We need our... There needs to be a little bit of a separation.
But in a patriarchal society, it's the man getting away from the woman so he can like have his own thoughts and plan his life. But the women are in the workplace now and have an extended bandwidth just like men. And we need to also like clear our minds, have our reset zone away from spousal interference. And it's mutual. Like, I don't care when he goes and does his own thing. But if I go do my own things, like, what are you looking at on your computer? Where are you going? I'm like, just shut up. Like, just be quiet and don't ask. I get really grumpy when he asks, or I can feel him walking behind me on the couch to see what I'm looking at on my laptop so that he can decide if he approves it's how I should be spending my time right now or not. I can feel it, and he denies it. And I'm like, I know you're doing a quality check on, like, how I'm spending my time right now, but I don't do that to you.
It's so funny because, you know, you see my closet, which is a room, and a lot happens in there. But my husband will be like, you know, the odd time he'll be like, you just, like, go in there. Like, what do you do in your closet? Like, you'll just go in and, like, I have no idea. And you close the door. It's like, ooh, if only you knew the things I got up to. And
then you could say the same about his whole office space.
Yes.
Like, why don't you just go over there unannounced because you're curious? See how that goes over.
I'm office curious. I'm gonna do a circular walk around. I know, right?
But it's funny, right?
Right. Yeah. And he'll just go to the office. I mean, yes, he's gonna work, but I also feel like he'll come home from the office, his office space, and I can see all of the veins protruding out of his arms, and I'm like, you were exercising, which is fine. But I know a lot more happens at the office than just work. It's like, well, maybe I just want to, like, slip away and, like, go do whatever. Maybe I just want to go to Target and, like...
You know I'm ready anytime for a good Target trip.
Buzz off to Target and not get, you know, I think...
Questioned.
Yes. I remember when I first had my daughter, I was like, I'm going to Target. And I was so excited to just, like, escape and get away and have my time to myself. And then... it was like, I started crying because my boobs started leaking because I was still nursing. Yes. I'm like 10 minutes away from home. I'd only been gone for 10 minutes. He's calling me, saying she's crying. There was milk pumped, and then my boobs were leaking, like spraying. It was like water, or milk everywhere. I started crying because I'm like, I can't even leave for 10 minutes. Like, and he's like, get home, she needs you. And I'm like, that's the worst.
Yes. This is why I think we have this podcast. You know? Because I feel like ladies need free reign to just talk this stuff out and know that everyone's got their version of it. You know? Everyone has a different scenario. And then, yes.
I'm going to beef up my she cave.
I'm jealous of your she cave. I want to come spend time in your she cave. I told you, I did the tour of your she cave. I was like, this is incredible. Maybe we should do a podcast from in there. We'll just sit on the floor amongst all your clothes.
I feel like, though, there's a lot of stuff in there. I feel like I would have to do like
I don't think there's room,
content check of what's actually in the frame. I mean, if I was my husband, I'd be scared too about me just going in there. And
It seemed really organized to me.
There's
I was very impressed.
there's a lot that happens.
It's so great.
We'll do an episode on just what happens in my closet.
I know. I'd put like LED lights, a great big fancy chandelier. I'd just sit in there. I do go into my office, I close the door, and I'm just like,
yours is so pretty.
yeah.
And I feel like it's like a good sound barrier from what's happening
Yeah.
in the rest of the house, which you need. You need to be like, la la la, like I can't see you and I can't hear you.
Yes, and then it's my own space. It doesn't have to follow the mutual agreed upon rules of like how we keep the living room or whatever. I can just like put shit wherever I want. And then I can change it if I want, and he has no say in the matter. Like none. Oh, it's so liberating.
Oh man.
It's every person has a right to their own thing. That's all. Even having irregardless of irregardless, is that a double negative? Regardless of marriage, even parents and children, like children have their freedoms. An individual person needs to be able to have within their zones of community, whether it's work, family, their own zone of freedom as well, right? That's just feels like a human right.
And sometimes freedom comes in the form of just leaving your shit everywhere, and you want to leave it there and choose when you want to pick it up.
Yeah.
So having someone's eye watching you going, when are you going to pick up your stuff? Like, it's just another, I was going to say control, but no.
But it's another influence. But I think we're due for a Target trip.
We are.
While he's out of town.
Oh my gosh.
Let's do that.
That can be a whole other episode. I saw a video where it's like, why do we have to hide the things we buy? Like, why can't I come home with 20 bags from Target? I mean, I do
come home with 20 bags
from
Target.
I don't hide it, but I've seen, those videos.
My mom used to hide it from my dad.
You know all those videos online, and they're like sneaking in with their bags, and it's like, that in and of itself is so messed up. If you're with somebody that you can't go and like buy what you want, and then you have to worry about like getting in trouble.
Maybe it depends on who's bringing home the bacon and who's frying it up in a pan, and then how is that money spent. That's why I really like making my own money, because I will come home with as many Target bags as I want.
You're like, look at all those bullseyes. Got my bags of bullseyes. Bullseyes.
Well, it's weird plural. Bullseye plural's weird. Bullseyes. I got lots of bullseyes.
I'm like, is bull not supposed to be bull? I'm like, is it bull-eye?
Bullseyes. Bullseyes.
I've never said bullseyes in my life. What was something else I texted the other day, and I'm like, I've never written that in my life. Oh, pylons.
Oh yeah, pylons.
I've never typed in a text pylon ever.
Yeah.
Like, I use the word pylon, but then in the age of texting, I never wrote the word pylon.
And is it the same as a cone? That's a cone, right?
And I also had to be like, is that how you spell
pylon? Thank God for the autocorrect in terms of helping me with my spelling. But I'm a really good speller. But every now and then, pylon.
I feel like we need to do an episode on just your wide range of vocab that I'm like, have I messed up my brain in my short life?
Oh.
You're good. You got the words.
I look up, I'm a dictionary person. I collect dictionaries, like the 1828 Webster's. I have like, I like learning words because it helps me understand the whole concepts of things. And
We'll do an episode on my closet and an episode on my
dictionary.
Your wide range of leather-bound dictionaries.
But there is one amazing definition in this one dictionary that'll blow your mind, because they used great writers to write the definitions of words. That's where these definitions came from, was pieces of great writers. And so you have these very articulate definitions that are poetic. And they actually make you understand the word better than you could ever. And it feels like dictionaries have been like simplified and dumbed down as the literacy rate has decreased.
Yeah, now it's like an urban dictionary.
Yeah, it's like, but now it's gotten bad where they use the same word in the definition. Like, some dictionaries are really bad and some are really great.
Oh my gosh.
But the older ones are so beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's take a trip down Dictionary Lane.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Okay, well.
Cool. Well, enjoy your time. And if you want to go to Target, let me know.
I'm going to be frolicking for the rest of the day, doing whatever the heck I want.
Shake that fringe.
I mean,
shake your free fringe.
Obviously, you have stuff to do, but I'm very efficient.
Yes.
Very efficient. It's the efficiency level too. Love you, honey.
Okay.